Hi, I'm Chancellor Agard, and we're live at the 2019 EW Comic-Con Video Studio, presented by Toyota Corolla, with the producers of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yay!
So we know there's no bigger con than San Diego Comic-Con. What are you guys most excited about for your panel this afternoon?
Hall H. First time we're going to be there, like 10,000 people. It's just going to be insane. It's a complete celebration.
It was like 30 people.
No,
10,000 people?
Yes.
I would have dressed
I think
nicer.
that's-
I really
Paid
would.
seats.
I would have brought at least a jacket.
This morning, some big news came out that season 7 will be the show's last. I guess, how are you guys feeling about that? I mean,
Well, it's bittersweet. It's been quite a journey that we've been on together, quite a long road, and a lot has happened. And we're just glad that we're able to be here and celebrate with all the fans that got us to these 7 seasons. And we're just going to celebrate.
Yeah, it's making everything we're doing at work a little more emotional. You know, we're in the process of shooting the last stuff now, and so, you know, we find all these little moments happening where we'll have a table read, and all of a sudden everybody's there, and we're, oh, I guess this is a slightly big deal, and, you know, we're getting to these sort of end moments, and it makes you reflect back on everything you've done and all the people you've grown closer to.
We're all pretty choked up all the time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, season 5, you guys sort of wrote that finale as a quasi-series finale, just in case you weren't picked up.
You know, it was.
No, that was the finale. I feel like we...
I believe the
we
title
got
was
rescued.
The end.
The
Yeah.
title was the end.
You don't leave your lead character to die and live happily ever after for a couple of weeks.
Well, die
If
happily
you
in
think
Tahiti,
coming
of
back.
course.
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, guess what's it like then now to have to write a second series finale?
It's called The End Part 2.
Or the end again.
Yeah.
Yes. The endish.
You know, when we talked about a season 6, the reason we even entertained the idea is that the writers had come up with some good ideas, and we felt like there was story to be told, and so we felt like there was more there to unearth, and we've been doing that for a couple of years now. This feels different, which is, you know, we're ending it on our terms, which we like. We get to wrap it up in a bittersweet way, both personally and on the show for the audience. We entered into this knowing there was more, but now we're kind of finding a way to wrap it up in hopefully a satisfying way. And so it's sort of a different experience this time.
Yeah, it is. In one way, it doesn't feel like there's as much pressure because I think we felt really comfortable with how it ended season 5. And then when we came up with the idea of Sarge bringing Coulson back bringing Clark back in a different way was really exciting for us and got everybody really rejuvenated. And the idea of a 7, again, we had something we thought, okay, that's worth playing out. And now coming back to a new ending with those flavors has been very satisfying for all of us, I think.
It's a long way of saying we literally can't think of any more stories.
Out of ideas.
Well, I mean, I think
Tapped out.
it's pretty clear that with season 6, we're kind of throwing everything at it. So that's what we just keep doing in 7.
We started talking about it today that there's 136 hours of the show when we're all done. So if you started watching now and you stayed up for 24 hours a day and kept watching it, you'd be up for 6 straight days.
Obviously, you end up looking like me. I'm 27. It's weird.
Exactly.
I mean, with that in mind, because the show has been on for so long, I mean, very few shows like make it this far. Because I mean, what are your goals for this season? I mean, how are you trying to sort of honor this journey that we've been on so far? I guess.
You know, we can't, without spoiling anything, I'll say that when you're writing a show about a group of people who come together and go on missions, wrapping that up, it starts to reflect your own life. And so I feel like the episodes and the storylines at the end here we're pulling a lot from the experiences we're having grown closer to everyone around us and having been through, you know, normal life stuff that comes your way when you're working together. We've been through some big highs and some big lows together. A lot of us, and a lot of people have been there from the beginning. The crew is pretty much intact. So we're pulling from a lot of those emotions, and so it's not hard to imagine how these people would feel.
This was always a show about a group of characters that even if they didn't know it, were looking for a family. And then, oddly enough, the show itself became a family. The cast, the crew, the writers, everybody hung out, and it became this world that we had. And now we got to end it for now. For now. I'm always going to, as the Marvel guy, I'll always say every great Marvel story ends with to be continued. And so,
Well, at the table read, I think we asked, okay, how many characters here have died? Raise your hand.
Almost everyone
And
wrote.
pretty much everybody's that, or like, well, I was a zombie, and I was, so there can always be another.
And Jeff, I mean, as you brought up, you are the Marvel guy. I mean, Marvel's television this year is at a really interesting point, a turning point with the Marvel Netflix shows sort of ending, and also you guys doing this new Hulu deal. And I mean, I guess how are you sort of processing it all? I guess this sort of Marvel television entering this new phase of its sort of existence.
it's exciting. You know, it's like everything else. It's you're finishing a great novel, and then you get a chance to work on 12 new novels. So it's just we're just having
But
fun.
you don't sleep.
That does it
true.
show? Is that what you're saying? It
No,
shows?
you look as gorgeous as ever, but
Thank
I know
you.
that you don't sleep.
No, this is particularly, this will always be the flagship show. This will always be the show that we compare everything to in terms of the way that it was created, the way that it was run, how they dealt with it throughout the entire time. They don't get enough credit. The show gets a lot of credit for its writing and for its creativity. Producing a show this size is an extraordinarily difficult task. Large cast, a lot of effects, a lot of things that go into making a great show, and these three guys have been just on it, and so every other show, literally almost every day, I go, just do it like they do it, okay? And then I don't have to worry about it.
I'm just going to put my mic down now.
I mean, I know we also have like almost a year until the end. I mean,
We do.
We
do.
And we are currently towards the end of season 6. I mean, what can you sort of tease for us about what's in store for the last few episodes?
A big movie.
Yeah, the last, there's a 2-hour finale. Is that
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
how
saying?
that's how
Yes.
we're calling it.
You know, I will admit that we are having to refresh our minds about what we were shooting a long time
It
ago.
is a little confusing to.
And trying to remember, separate season 7 from season 6 because we're right in the middle of the end of season 7 right now. But
Unicorns are in 6 or 7, I forget.
there's
the
crossover one.
There's the where they fly.
We will. I would say there's a sword fight. I'll say that. Our first real sword fight.
Sure.
That's very exciting. And I guess my last question, Maurissa, I have to ask you, Sequoia,
Oh boy.
talk to me. I guess how did that all come about?
How did that all come about? Well, you know, we had always kind of joked about eventually I'd do something on the show, do a little cameo. And then
We were talking about the character. I'll tell you what happened is we were talking about the character.
he's like, all right, let me break it down.
Worst person
and
ever,
we were
and they went,
saying,
"Oh, Maurissa."
Yeah.
we were saying, we were talking in the kitchen about, you know, and she'll have this, Deke will have this girlfriend, and she's just, you know, she's like a Instagram influencer or whatever, and Maurissa started pitching lines for her as, you know, in the voice. And we're like, well, I guess this is a no-brainer because she was just doing it right.
She
And it's
auditioned for it, basically.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
In the kitchen.
auditioned in the kitchen.
Yes. And
For the
so,
part. No, it was so much fun. It was so much fun to play with, you know, the cast that I've been working with forever. Though most of my scenes were with Jeff Ward. So
In a
it was
bathroom.
Yes, in a bathroom
With tea.
with. But yeah, it's just great to play a horrible person. So
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming by our studio today.
Thank you.
And have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of your convention.
thank you.
Thanks so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thanks.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Great question.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you guys for coming by.
Guys,